Velvet Addiction. It's Laura, and I am sitting in Starbucks. It's a very interesting person. She's gorgeous. She is the one and only Whitney Thompson. Whitney, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
The story that we're in Starbucks is because basically it's Fashion Week, and this girl is on the go. So tell me a little bit about what's going on in your life. You won the 10 cycle of America's Next Top Model, obviously.
Right.
What's been happening?
Everything. I mean, I moved to New York. I'm a regular working model, running around the city. It's Fashion Week right now, so I'm crazy busier than usual.
And for those who don't know, you are a pioneer of the show because you are the first. She's the first full-figured, plus size, as they call it, model from the show, competitor. So how was that? I know you faced a lot of adversity. So
I think I definitely did not expect to win on the show.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where you go on and you tell yourself, I'm going to win and I can do this, and then when you get there, it's kind of well, hopefully I won't get cut this week.
Right.
And I just kind of said that every week, and eventually I won. So
and you have the awesome Cover Girl contract.
Yes.
And you also have a contract with Elite Model Management.
Yes.
How has it been going for you? I know your Cover Girl spread was, you were in 17, you were in People. How was that? That's amazing.
So cool. I think the coolest thing was having a billboard in Times Square because because it was right above Virgin Records, and I figured it'd be like in the back corner somewhere where no one would really see it, and I didn't even know it was up yet because they'd never tell me anything. And I was just walking through the city with my friends and like look up and my giant head is, over the Virgin Records store, and it was so cool.
That is wonderful.
Like I'm such a
How did your
loser.
family feel about this? Because I know you're from Florida and you have a really supportive family. How do they feel about it?
They're very, very proud.
Yeah.
It's actually, Top Model was one of my sister's favorite shows.
Really?
She's the one who told me to go on it for years. Because it's been on for 5 years.
Were you an aspiring model? Just to take it back a little bit, were you actively trying or?
No. I had, when I was 16, I had done some local modeling, if you will. I was on the cover of like Jacksonville magazine, which was a really big deal for me.
Yeah.
And I actually quit when I graduated high school, and I went off to college, and I was pre-med.
Leading your normal life.
Yeah, I wanted to be a pediatric surgeon.
And the story is great. I love this because they found you.
Exactly. I was vacationing in LA. I was flying back on this LAX, and I always, it's weird, I'm superstitious, I hate flying. I buy a candy bar at the airport every time I fly. I have to have chocolate. For some reason, plane goes down, I think I'll want to eat a candy bar. So, it's comforting. So I'm standing there, and I'm trying to pick out, whatever chocolate I want. And this woman walks up to me, and she's like, have you ever tried out for Top Model? And I was like, no. She's like, what size are you? And I'm like, buying candy bars. And I'm like, what size are you? Like, totally rude. And she's like, well, I work for the show, and I think that you should really try out. She's like, where are you from? I told her. She's like, there's an audition next week in Orlando, which is really close to me. And so I went. Like,
That's history.
yeah, it's so weird. Like, if I hadn't been at that airport buying that candy bar at that time, you know what I mean? It's so weird.
So your prior modeling experience that you had, you were on the cover of the Jacksonville magazine, did you face a lot of adversity back then for your size? People tell you
Definitely.
Down?
Definitely. Well, I was always tall, and so people always said I used to be a model, and I kind of ignored them until I was like 16. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try it. And I had done local modeling, and then I was, ready to expand, so I went to Miami and talked to some agencies, and everyone said, you're too big. And this is, I was 5'10", I weighed probably 30 pounds less than I weigh now, because God knows I gained that freshman year of being tall. And, I was healthy, running every single day, doing everything I could do, and my hips were always 2 inches too big. I'm 16. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to diet, I'm not going to starve myself. If being on the tennis team doesn't make me skinny enough, then forget it. And I quit.
And even now, I know you said you were 30 pounds later, even now, you're a normal size.
Yeah, I was like super skinny. I didn't,
Right.
puberty and all that.
Yeah,
I was very flat.
Yeah.
So it's good though, because I really appreciate my curves now.
You're really like, I know you're a model, but you're also really a role model for other girls trying to break into the industry. I mean, what do you say to those, even now, if you still come across castings if they're, turning you away? What do you say now?
I try not to pay attention to stuff like that. People are always going to be negative, and the more successful you are, the more people are going to dislike you, and there's really nothing that you can do about that. So, yeah, I face a lot of adversity, but at the same time, I get a lot of fan mail. Top models in 140 countries. I get fan mail from boys and girls all over the world who say, I got in a fight with my mom, she thinks I'm fat, I want to, I'm going to throw out my dinner, and these awful stories, and they really talk to me, and say, I wear a bikini to the beach today because of you, or I saw you on Top Model, and I'm getting help for my eating disorder, and it's so,
obviously,
oh my God.
I mean, you've had an influence. In fact, you were voted by MSN one of the top 15 influential women?
Top 10.
Top 10? That's really
weird, right?
I mean, that's incredible. How did that make you feel? Did you even expect it?
Oh, not at all. I actually had a good friend who was in the hospital at the time. It was really awful, an awful week for me. And in the hospital, and my agent called me, and he's like, just want you to know you're on the MSN list of most influential women. And I'm like, oh, okay, thinking maybe it's 100 women. And I Google it. I don't even have time to really look at it until the next week, and I Google it. I love Google. And I see it's me and Hillary Clinton, Michelle Obama. Is this a typo?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not letting anything hold you down because, number one, you have this fabulous campaign with White Thompson. Tell me about that.
Fashion Bug has these jeans. They're made with white technology. And originally I met with a Fashion Bug client, and we just, we're talking whatever, and I'm flying out to LA the next day. And I'm like, I don't rep things that I don't wear that I don't like. And I'm like, I hate flying in jeans. I really don't have any comfortable jeans. I have cute jeans, but I don't want to sit down in them on a plane for 6 hours. And they're like, all right, we have a pair for you. Put these on. Wear them to LA. We guarantee you're not going to have funny lines when you stand up. You're not going to be saggy. And they were the most comfortable pants I've ever put on. And they make them in career pants, too. So yeah. I wear them all the time.
That's a big deal.
And exactly, and I really fell in love with the brand. And I love that in Fashion Bug they have 2 different types of sizing. They do plus size, but they also do regular. And when they do plus size, the sizes start over again. So you're not size 16, you're size 2.
Right.
And I love that because I hate sizes on my clothes. Girls can be so catty. Growing up, I always cut my sizes out.
Did you really?
Yeah. Because I'm 5'10". All my friends are 5'6", 00. I was size 6 and felt huge,
What advice would you give to girls who are aspiring to be models?
I think you have to make your own path, and the way that I got into modeling is it seems so random and so kind of meant to be, and I don't want to sound lame, but the way that it happened. But if I hadn't been discovered, who would be out there making waves right now? And I know a lot of people get angry that I'm plus size and that I'm definitely stirring things up in the industry, but I wish, more women would come out and do it. And I encourage girls to go on Top Model and get publicity and win and do everything that you can do. Because it's just it's just heartbreaking, So make your own path, definitely. When people say no, just you have to keep going. I know it sucks, but there's nothing better to say.
Thank you so much for sitting down with us. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was great talking to you.